Lost Lord. Bam! That was a bug right there. You got it. I am Brad Nickham from Nest Mortgage Group. Thanks for tuning into Real Estate Makes Us Drink, and I'm here with
Brian Quinlan from Daniel's Real Estate. Did you like the little reversal there? I slapped you in this time.
Dude, and I felt really weird doing the intro. Did I do it right?
Almost jacked it up, to be honest.
Did I? I bet.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. We are happy you're here. It's another Brad and Brian episode where we are going to dissect a viral, I will call it, real estate video here that we see on Instagram. It's also been on TikTok, but we're going to talk about that. Brad, I see a Lost Lore shirt.
I do.
I see a Lost Lore bottle.
Man,
I guess we're talking about Lost Lore.
And this Lost Lore bottle is absolutely freaking amazing. This is my buddy Lou Agave. Long Island Lou, one of the OGs of tequila talking on the internet.
Okay.
He's amazing. He's from New York. He's like, this is a great bottle, man. You got to try it. It's amazing.
Does
juice.
he talk like
Oh,
that?
dude, he's awesome. He's got that New York accent. And what they did was he went down and met with Arturo Lamas, the owner of Lost Lore, at 1414. Who's the master distiller there at 1414?
Sergio Cruz.
Sergio Cruz, that's right.
Hola,
so
Sergio.
some great Sergio Cruz
I'm glad
tequila.
you asked me that because that's the only one I ever remember.
And then what they did was they wanted to do something special. So they went and bought a jackfruit barrel, which is jackfruit is this crazy big fruit.
Right.
And a barrel is actually made from the jackfruit tree, which gives you all of these tropical notes and all of these like flavors that impart into the tequila. They rested this tequila in those barrels only for 30 some days. So it's still a Blanco, not a Reposado. It turned kind of green when they did it. So they call it the radioactive. And I'm telling you, this is, I wish I would have bought more than one bottle because it sold out in a really extremely short period of time, like an hour.
You should just send your friends a message and say, could you please send me more?
Well, they don't have any more. That's the thing. It was one barrel. There's only like 200 bottles out of the barrel and it's done.
And the bottle's numbered, this is a special edition.
So I have batch number 1, bottle number 191.
All right.
Barrel pick series number 2, because barrel pick series number 1 was a barrel pick by my friend Pyro Lou, who's putting on the event that we're going to this weekend, which will be a few weekends ago by the time you watch this. But absolutely amazing tequila. This is one that I would tell you, if you had it, you'd love it. You can't get it now. So it's absolutely amazing. So thanks for asking.
You're so welcome. I have Field Brewing Pills. Respect the craft, it says at the bottom. It's out of Westfield, Indiana. It is from the, Mindfully Brewed, Westfield, Indiana, from Field Brewing. Described as crisp, delicious, and dependable, a beer for everyone. I would absolutely agree with this one. As you can see, the golden color to it, kind of my usual, golden Pilsner beer, and it's pretty refreshing. I've had a little already.
You do like those. What's the ones you don't like?
Oh, I don't like IPAs.
Almost
all IPAs. Our friends at Sun King have a terrific IPA, GFJ, I believe is what it is. Very fruity, which I actually describe most IPAs as having like the same flavor. It's not a flavor I like, and so I generally don't drink them. But when we did our tour at Sun King, Kevin Smolar, hi Kevin, he introduced us to the GFJ, and it's quite tasty. So there's that. We were just recently getting off topic. Well, it's on topic, but different location. We went to the beer brewery for my birthday up in Carmel, and they have a number of beers.
Oh, there's one in Carmel too?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was only Noblesville.
There's also one on 65th Street. So
how about that?
Indy, yeah, so there's 3. So I was a fan. We had a great time for my birthday, and I'm a huge fan of beer brewery.
And I thought you were turning 53, but you turned 52.
Correct. So if you think about it, on your birthday, you have completed a year. So I turned 52. On Instagram, I put starting out year 53 because I am now in my 53rd year, but my age is 52. It's a little confusing.
That was confusing. Yeah, you're the only person I know that's maybe a math teacher that could make birthdays confusing.
I mean, if you think about it, when you have your first birthday, you turn 1. Because you completed year number 1.
You're absolutely right. You did that, but it just, I don't know anybody could make like birthdays. Like, I don't know how many candles I'm blowing out. Now this is confusing. I'm actually going to do a quick little picture here from
all right.
my buddy Greg, who owns Tequila. He's.
Do I need to be in this?
Yeah, you gotta be in it. You gotta say hey, and I don't know if that really is.
I'm
very
sure
good
he's going to love that.
There you go.
All right. Well, Brad,
we're shooting our next podcast.
All right. So, as I said at the beginning, we are going to talk on this episode about another viral.
Okay, wait a minute.
Video.
So, I know this is going to take a little bit of editing. All right. So I'm gonna do this editing. So this is like a realtor that likes to play a game. And she says, like, we're here at Brad's bar and there's lots of tequila. See if you can find me. You think I'm in my chair, but I'm over here by the bar.
Well, there's a mild preview of what we're talking about here. So as you turn that microphone off, I will say this is Lisa Dubois or Dubois, realtor. I forget which state she's located in. I want to say it's Illinois, but that
she might be hard to find.
So in the last time we did one of these episodes, we talked about the realtor down in Florida who bad mouths houses.
I don't know if she bad mouths them. She just makes them very dirty and humorous.
All right. Dirty and humorous, a bit vulgar. Again, entertaining, but is that really showcasing or selling the house, which in and of itself is the point.
Right.
This one is very much opposite of that.
She's playing hide and seek in every house.
Playing hide and seek in the house. And again, the goal of the video is to show off the house. Absolutely what she does here. So are you ready? We'll take a look at this.
I am. I think this one's a great one.
All right, here we go.
I don't know.
This is my new listing, and this is where I'd hide if I were playing hide and seek and owned this home. Follow me. This is the living room. I bet you can't find me. I think you should look under the couch. I'm right here.
Well done, Brad. So
I could see it in the curtains.
It's interesting and well done. Like she showcases the entire room. So you're looking around the room for her, and she focuses on I'm under the couch as if a human could fit under that couch.
She definitely couldn't.
Zooms in on it, and then no, I'm over here, and draws your attention somewhere else. And now we go on to the next room.
What's the next room?
I kind of like the whispering aspect of it. It just changes the cadence, which keeps your attention.
Maybe on this one, we should whisper the entire show. Okay, let's take a look.
Look at this beautiful kitchen. I bet you're thinking, is she in the cabinets? Is she in the oven? No, I'm right here. Behind these fake flowers, but they sure are pretty.
But again, am I in the cabinets? No, but you look at the cabinets. Am I in the fridge? No,
I didn't look at the fridge. I didn't look at the cabinets, unfortunately.
It's a nice looking kitchen. And
it was a good looking kitchen.
So here we go. Now we're in the bedroom.
Look at this beautiful bedroom. It's nice and big. Where could I possibly hide? Right here. This.
I thought she was going to show like a sex toy closet.
We'll just keep this rolling.
Bathroom doesn't have anywhere to hide, but I had to show it to you because not many showers you can sit in, but you can sit in this one. Check it out.
Okay, wait. I got to ask you a question. Can you sit in your shower?
I mean, I could.
Would it be on the floor?
It would be on the floor.
We have a bench on each side.
Oh, how about that?
So when we get older,
yeah,
I can sit facing the shower, and then when I get even older, I'll be able to sit right under the shower.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
Does Tony use one of the seats to shave her legs?
I have no idea.
Well, that's one of the things that when we built our house, my wife asked if they could place a soap,
like a footstool,
a soap tray, in one of the corners where she could rest her foot, and they were like, "That's a really good idea," but they're like, "No, I can't do that."
Yeah, I mean, we have a bench on each side.
There you go.
It's amazing.
I bet she appreciates that. You don't even know.
I've never hid in our bathroom.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And you can't hide in this bathroom. And now this says check out the third bedroom, which is not at all set up as an office. Bedroom.
It's set up as an office. Yeah.
Check out this third bedroom. It's a wonderful home office. That light fixture, simply unbelievable. I bet you think that's me in the closet. Nope. Right here.
On a chair.
Like, who opened the closet?
Her assistant.
Yeah. Interesting. Is she hooked up with, some fishing lure?
No, there's an assistant that pushed that open.
Did you see a hand?
Oh, no, they just kicked the door open. That's
All
the way
you say so.
Was that light fixture amazing?
Check out this third bedroom. It's a wonderful home office. That light fixture, simply unbelievable. I bet you think it's me in the closet. Nope. Right here.
They had to just kick it early. I mean, they didn't open on it, so there's not a ghost there.
Well, I mean, does she could have something on her wrist tied to the...
But if she did, it wouldn't sling all the way open because she's at this angle. So it would go... I mean, you know geometry.
I do. She could pull it and let go.
I bet there's a person in there that kicked it. Or
editing.
She set up the or she set up the camera, kicked the door open, edited it, and then went and sat over there.
There you go. That's pretty.
But
good.
is that really an amazing
the
light
fixture? I mean,
it's bigger than the room.
It's a focal point, but if that was a bedroom, it's a terrible light fixture.
Horrible.
Office, it's fine.
That's not much. If that's your office, I'm gonna say that you are running a weird business. Like it's not a real business. Like you're selling advertising in a newsletter for the HOA.
That's an exciting ad to sell right there.
That's all we had on that one?
Entire thing.
That was a short one, Brian. I think
was.
I want to go find the other one too that I sent you.
Well, all right.
So do you think that was a good ad for selling a house?
I do. Yes. Number one, it's not offensive to anyone. There's no reason, like I wouldn't even need to ask my client if I can make that video, right? And it showcases the important features of the house. The kitchen, which is a nice kitchen, a primary master bathroom that, people like that kind of stuff, glass showers, good looking setups in the bathroom. It featured obviously the front porch with the address on it, which she never mentions the address.
She doesn't.
Totally fine. And then one of these spare bedrooms. I don't know if it was a 2 or 3 bedroom house, but a spare bedroom. And so, as far as features of the house go, she hit it. Actually,
I agree.
I think it does say in the video it's a 3rd bedroom. So not sure what the 2nd bedroom looks like, but it must not be all that exciting. So I think that's a good video.
So better than the last one that we talked about was more of a viral video, not much selling the house. This one you feels a little better at selling the house.
Yes, I believe that's going to get a lot of attention, which it did. That got national attention.
Yep.
And it is, I think, going to be appealing to a lot of potential sellers in that area because they're going to see that. They're going to respond to it. It speaks to a lot of people without being offensive and showcases the house, which is the whole goal.
Okay, can we do another video?
We can.
This one is if your realtor could say what's on their mind. Okay. All right. Hey, this is a different video. And this is one where I have found that I can say things to a client that a realtor can't say, right?
Yes, you can.
There's things that you want to say that you can't, that I can say. Listen to your freaking realtor. And I hate when people clap their hands when they say shit, but I just did it. I felt like one of those people on the Jerry Springer show just now.
The internal voice of realtors, me included, is definitely edited when it comes out.
So this is one where you have the realtor there, and then the realtor's alter ego tells the person. So let's hit this one. Give it a try.
Now I've seen this before, so I will just say that this is from 2 gentlemen known as the Property Brothers-in-Law.
Okay, I didn't know them.
Yeah, they are quite funny. The account you sent me here is funny real estate humor, but that's where they got it. And
okay,
these guys are super funny.
So what do you guys say? You think this is the one?
We really love it.
Yeah, but it's a little bit above our price range. We're going to put it in an offer, but it's going to be a lot under asking.
Oh,
we're going to put it in an offer, but it's going to be a lot under asking.
Okay, so I want to say one of the things I just recently said to a real estate customer that their realtor couldn't say what I wanted to.
Okay.
So my customer was approved for a $380,000 purchase.
Okay.
And they were looking at a house that was $405,000. and it had been listed for 30 days.
Okay, that's
So
you
they
know,
said
by real
to
estate
me,
standards, not that long, especially at that price point.
this house isn't moving. These people are going to take a lower offer. We're thinking about putting in an offer of 380. Now, what my realtor couldn't say that I could, I said, why don't you offer them 280?
There's no way I would ever say that.
They said, what? And I said, you have your house listed for 325. You rejected an offer of 324.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're going to piss these people off by offer them 380, why don't you make it rememberable and offer them 280? Because you're not going to freaking win it. And it came down to a conversation of, if you're going to sell like a seller, my house is worth this and I'm not taking a dime less. Why do you think other sellers are like, oh gosh, I hope they offer a lot less?
Yeah. It's a mindset thing, I suppose.
But why? Why
That's-
is it a mindset? Okay.
Okay. There, and I don't know the answer to that because I'm not that person.
But who is? When you go to the liquor store, do you go to the counter and go, man, I'm only willing to pay $80 for that $200? Do you do it at Walmart? Do you do it at Amazon?
But again, it's a mindset by situation. No, I don't do that when I go to Walmart or when I go to a restaurant or order food. And again, I'm not this person, but there are people who have the mindset that when they go to buy a house or a car, oh, this is negotiable. Let's see how low we can get them.
Look, I think you should buy a house like you buy your drugs at the pharmacy. Whatever the price is, if you want the house, that's what you should pay. And if you're the seller of the house, nobody lists their house going, hey, Brian, I want to list it for $425, but I'll take $3.
I will say I have that conversation with seller clients, especially if I have a recommended price that I think they should list.
Oh, and they're going over?
And they want to go over that. And I say,
yeah, you're over.
I will list
you're
the
over
house at whatever you want. But just know we may not get a lot of activity at that price. So here's my recommendation. Come up with, and I kind of give them time to think about it, have a discussion maybe without me there. Come up with a price that you want to list the house at, but also in your mind at least have a price that you're willing to take. Because working with enough buyers, I realize there's a good chance someone's going to come in with a lower than what you want price.
Okay, so do you think in this market that we're in today, right now, this is
End of May.
End of May. Do you think it's better to take a house and list it a little bit less than what the market value is and have people get excited about it and bid on it? Or is it better to just list it at this unrealistic price because, you know, douchebag number 4 is going to give you this really low ball off?
That is a conversation that I have with sellers. It's a pricing strategy. There's the manufacturer, well, that's not the right words, but there's a high price. And we list at a high, suggesting of a high price is that there's something outstanding or unusually awesome about your house that makes it different than others. So you list at a high price because like
my 4 dogs and my 2 cats are buried in the backyard.
Maybe somebody famous used to live there. You know, maybe there's, you know, some fantastic artwork on the wall. And anyway, something outstanding about the house. Then there's the lower than market value price, which, you know, is the example that often comes with that is in this market, let's say we can list your house at $1 million. We can list it at whatever you want.
Right.
But the homes in your neighborhood are going for $300,000. So we're probably not going to get a lot of activity at the $1 million range.
Right, yeah.
We could list your house for $10,000. We're going to get a lot of eyeballs on it. We're probably going to get a lot of offers on it.
It'll probably go all the way up to list price.
But, you know, the process there is going to potentially take longer because of all that we're going to have to go through to get there.
Right.
Then there's the market value price. We look at the homes in your area. What have they sold for? How does yours compare to theirs? Let's come up with a pricing strategy that brings in the most interest at from those who can afford it, right? Which could potentially be a little bit lower than market value, because what you're saying is
cause some
a
excitement.
little bit lower than market value is going to bring a lot of eyeballs. It's going to bring a lot of interest, and likely, assuming that the offers are reasonable, you're going to get multiple offers, which is going to drive the price up, potentially to a point that you wanted to have that price anyway.
Similar to this single barrel tequila that only had a couple hundred bottles that was promoted online before it came out that was going to be amazing, and it sold out immediately. And if I wasn't the dummy that opened it up and drank it, I probably could have sold it for twice as much as it's worth.
Absolutely.
But hey, Long Island Lou made it. I wanted to drink it. Let's see what they say next to these crazy
All right.
people.
Okay.
But I heard you write a letter and we tell our story and
Oh, they want to write a story.
Maybe they'll accept.
Oh, like a love letter. That's a fantastic
Which are
idea.
now illegal, right? You can't write love letters.
And I don't
anymore.
know if they're illegal nationally, but in Indiana, we
Oh,
have
so
all been told
no love
do
letters.
not.
Right.
And when I first started in real estate 5 years ago, that was very typical.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
we were
know
doing a lot
for
of them.
Sure, one of my clients won in a multiple offer situation because they had written a love letter about their young family, yada, yada, yada.
They weren't an investor.
Right. And the people who sold it to them said they wanted a family to live there. They wanted the kids to grow up, the park down the street, all this. It was perfect.
Yep.
Then it became an issue, not my deal, became an issue because some people were including not just a love letter and information about them and their family, but then a photo, which is typical.
We want to go with this Asian family.
We don't want to go with this Asian family. We don't want to go with
Why
this
would they
black
not
family.
want to go with the
We don't want to
Asian
go with this
family?
white family. We don't want to.
They're going to take care of the property. So
Whatever it's going to be, some people were discriminating, which is against fair housing, which got people sued. So we were told no more with the love letter. So if you're out there thinking, I'll write a love letter, that's old school real estate. We don't do that anymore.
So love letters out. So what else they got?
Yeah, and I was thinking we can even close in 30 days. I can have our first birthday here.
Oh, that is, yeah.
Because this I can close in
There
20
you go.
days. I can
There you
close in
go.
20 days. But just so you know, the seller doesn't give two shits that it's your little kid's birthday if their house isn't going to be done for 45 days.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm sure we'll make that happen. Guys, this is a business transaction. These people are trying to retire. You think they give a shit about you raising a family here? Let me call Cliff, the owner, see if he can hold off on hanging the old hardhead up, go down to the old mill, put a couple of years in to take a hit on his house.
You think they give a shit?
Don't you wish you could say that?
Oh my gosh, so often.
Yeah.
What I didn't say to you is in a situation where a client of mine talks about offering less, if they're within reason,
there's
that
a
would
reasonable
be,
number. Yeah.
that's fine. But someone who wants to come in, and I've had people say, we won't offer them $25,000 or $50,000 less than what they want.
That's what I would say. Why not 100,000?
My answer there is a pause. And I'll be like, okay, well, I will say, for starters, you can literally offer whatever you want for the house. There's nothing that says you can't.
But I suggest you ask they put in a pool.
There you go. I don't go there. Again, stuff I can't say.
I so am glad I'm not a realtor.
And so I will continue and say, well, something to think about is you never know how the seller is going to react.
Right.
And they could be offended by an offer that's that low, and then, any further negotiation from there is off the table.
Do you ever turn it back around, though? Do you ever say...
No, I don't.
Oh, I would every time.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got your car for sale. What if I offered you 40,000 less? Would you be mad? Oh, I'd be pissed.
I should use that. From
Don't
now
you
on.
think Bill's going to be mad that you're,
The one thing that I do say in trying to, I guess, soften the situation is we can offer whatever you want. It's at least, especially if they don't have any other offers, right? Maybe it's been on the market for a while, right? So they might be a little bit more willing to negotiate. The answer for me is going to be, at least it starts the conversation.
Yeah.
If they're not interested, they either won't answer or they will just flat out say, we're not doing it.
If someone's going in really low, in the further conditions on all of them, I would put, this is our purchase price and we're going to kick you in the nabs.
And so it starts a negotiation. If they're interested, maybe they come back with an offer that's a little bit lower.
It could be a
and we go
dorky
back and
seller.
forth.
Right? It could be one of those sellers that's
Yeah.
gone way overpriced.
And I often say, you never know their situation. Someone who is desperate, moving out of town for business,
but
whatever.
if they're desperate, aren't they going to price it in a price
would
range?
think so.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, Gosh, I gotta sell this. I'm so desperate. Can we list it 100,000 over list? So when I get those good offers of,
That's not wrong.
isn't it true that most homes in today's market sell within 97%
Yes.
of the list price?
Mhm.
Listen, if you're a buyer, the average home sells for 97% of the list price. That means if the house is a $100,000 home and you ask for $3,000 in closing costs, if your offer is $100,000, which is full list, and you ask for $3,000 in closing costs, they actually agreed to a deal within 97% of the purchase price. I think buyers should think like sellers. Buy a house like a seller. Don't buy a house like a buyer. Right?
Sure.
So what else do they say
All
on
right,
this one?
next.
Yeah. No. Oh, and the 30-day close. Yeah, sure. We could do that. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let me call Margie, who's battling the gout, and see if she could scurry around and pack the house up real quick so you can have the baby's first birthday. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to call your lender, and you're going to find out if you can afford this place. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing here?
Oh, that is a good question. Because I have some customers that shop for homes that are way above their purchase price, and the realtor should say to them before they book the showing, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, there needs to be a conversation. And if you're the realtor in that situation and you haven't already had that conversation with the lender, you're doing your clients a disservice, and you're quite potentially wasting your own time.
As a lender, I tell customers all the time, I love Ferraris.
Ooh, yeah.
I think they're amazing cars. That'd be a
Absolutely.
great car to have. But you know what I can't afford?
Ferrari?
Right. So you know where I don't go?
The Ferrari shop?
I don't go to the Ferrari dealership. Right. When I want a new car, I go to the Honda dealership.
Oh, there you go.
Because I can afford a Honda. Right. It's not a Ferrari. It's a nice car, though. So many people get into the housing market and they've got champagne taste and they've got beer money and they're looking at this house they can't afford, mainly because they don't have anything else to do
I
on
think
Saturday.
they can get it for less.
And they don't think you're doing anything on
$100,000
Saturday.
less.
Yeah, and they're going to offer less. So these are a couple of good lessons. I think the people that are playing hide and seek in the house, which I would love to do another edit and hide somewhere with the microphone and be able to come on, but you'd have to do a lot of work for me to pop up over there. But that marketing I actually like. I think that's good marketing. I don't think it's like chasing viral, status.
Yep.
And being able to do a video where you can tell your customer what you really think deep down inside. I wish I could be like the mortgage guy on your shoulder. That when you're showing homes,
you can almost fit, Brad.
then I could, like, in the last interview, I could pop up here and be like, what the hell are you talking about, you dipshit?
Why are you looking at this house?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know what you think of. Again, this is a different format.
Tell us what you like about the format.
Yeah, we would definitely like some feedback. So thank you so much for watching, Brad. Thanks for hosting yet again. We'll see you next time on Real Estate Makes Us Drink.
That sounded really good. We should do it again.
All right. Cheers.
It's Brian and Brad. Grab your seat. Real talk served with a boozy beat. Tune in, don't even blink. 'Cause real estate makes us drink.